I just killed the Biotitan with the Liberator Penetrator. Best weapon in the game. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You should, for all intents and purposes, let somebody else tell you otherwise. Greetings everybody, Quintessence42, your lone archiver here. In this episode, we'll be using a whole bunch of different stratagems that drop in Hellpods very quickly, along with the Firebomb Hellpods to a decent level of success in this Tier 10 bug mission on Turing. I don't recommend this for the faint of heart. This booster still hecking sucks. Okay. Firebomb Hellpod nonsense. Making this thing actually work. What did you even take for your booster? Thank you.
All the galaxy looks to you for salvation. Let nothing stand in the way of liberty.
As I set up to take care of this Spore Spear, something I didn't realize actually takes 3 rockets with the Commando, I've got the Liberator Penetrator and the Verdict equipped. I also have stun grenades, just in case you were wondering for that. My armor set is just light gunner, so that way it's medium armor but light movement, which is pretty nice for this kind of setup, where we want to just be moving fast, but still want to survive a little bit of punishment. We then find a buddy bunker and manage to loot an AMR out of it. No, I'll temporarily take this because it's more worth it than just having a kill shot commando. We then push up into a 3-hole charger heavy nest. As I go to throw my sentry, for some reason it just pops out of my hand and I end up shooting instead, which leads to this weird kerfufflement of me then just deciding, alright, well, I'll just drop a Tesla tower down and we'll just try to set up here. Unfortunately, the smog is not really doing us any favors as we try to set up and throw things inside the base, and the Firebomb Hellpods is not really doing enough damage to kill even the light bugs. Oh. I did not see that guy. The good news, of course, being we're still using Firebomb Hellpods, so that means that every single death is another use of the Firebomb Hellpod, which, if you want to do a showcase, that's pretty good. I get a lot of kills with that drop. Probably the most effective one we're going to get, and coupled with the turret, we almost get into a good situation to finish off this nest, but I get barrel rolled into a rock, and then destroyed by an Alpha Commander. Guessing you threw me towards the nest again? Yeah. I can probably land on the last... No, that's fine. That's what I wanted. I can land on the last bug hole, just get out. As I disengage from this base, unfortunately Box kicks the bucket. I set them up towards our next part of the objective, and notice that there's a Shrieker nest that I put a pin on. From the top of this hill, I drop in my support weapons, that way I can start shooting it from afar. There's also a slight encampment of just little spitter bugs. Fortunately, they actually seem to die decently well to explosive fire bombs. We drop sentries in to help cover us from the horde as we get our work together taking out these Shrieker nests. The problem with them is the fact that they have 2,500 HP, and a singular EAT rocket only does 2,000 damage. This means that we can't one-shot them with either of the support weapons, and we're stuck in a situation where we need to use a good amount of both to properly clear these things out. Under normal circumstances, softening up a tower with the AT is still worth it, but in this situation where our number of rockets are very limited and we can't use resupplies to just, shred right through a tower with a machine gun or something, it's a very bad trade-off. I got the last Shrieker tower.
Affirmative.
I'm out.
Dominant hive structure destroyed.
Supplies. Tagging map, southwest, 200 meters. 10, southeast, 50 meters. Calling down a sentry.
Deploying sentry.
Well, I'm having fun so far. As the old adage goes, if it's stupid but it works, then it isn't stupid. However, if it's stupid fun, then it's certainly still stupid, but at least you're enjoying yourselves.
Heavy. 50 meters.
In case you somehow didn't know this, enemies in Helldivers 2 have specific parts that make up the whole of what they are. You have to destroy these parts to usually kill them outright, otherwise you're stuck dealing main health damage, and then it's just a lot harder to kill something with its main health bar than it is, for example, to shoot it in the head. I should have honestly just held that fire. Those commando shots could have been used literally anywhere else other than the Bile Titan, but there's something funny that'll happen that comes up based on me shooting out all of the armor plates without focusing one, which you'll see later. I also drop an EAT on the back of this charger, but it didn't really do much, as you'll about to hear me say. Your butt's blown out, isn't it, Mr. Charger? No?
Layer sample acquired. Calling down a sentry.
Deploying sentry.
I just killed the Bile Titan with the Liberator Penetrator. Best weapon in the game. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You should, for all intents and purposes, let somebody else tell you otherwise. The only reason that Bile Titan died to that was because I, again, had shot it with commando shots just wildly rather than trying to focus apart. Also, this Charger is just completely chill. He's just a chill guy. Insert that one meme about being a chill guy. Where'd that rocket go? Okay, that just went right through the...
Terminal.
Boy. On. I got a thing for you. Here, if you haven't got them by supplies yet, might be a good opportunity to. Aw, damn, the fucking Tesla tower got it.
Helldivers never die.
Be careful, the Tesla tower's still up.
I'm on it. Dropping a pin. East, 300 meters.
I have a great name for this video. You know how it's just like, just as the founding fathers intended? I'm gonna call this one using firebombs just like the fucking high command intended.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
Deploying support weapon.
Found something.
The fire doesn't last nearly as long as it should.
Front tunnel breach. Mag's empty.
I'm just gonna keep moving towards the objectives, that way we're at least doing something. I wanted to get that little base thing just in case it had super credits in it, but
Objective near your position.
between the bug breach and the Tesla tower, that's not happening anytime soon.
Requesting sentry.
Okay, I can't go any further than this rock.
Deploying sentry.
Tagging location. Heavy west.
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
South. We've got equipment.
Oh, I still had a commando on my back. Oops.
Heavy west. 50 meters. Tagging map. Southeast. 100 meters.
Sending down sentry.
Yeah, I didn't even kill that thing. We need to buff the damage on that.
That's empty.
Yeah, I'm going downhill around that thing.
Tagging location. East.
Flinched me.
Advanced weaponry.
Ow, everything.
Look out for the
Okay, that's how we're gonna play. You might notice that I don't necessarily have a standard explosive weapon to actually take out bug holes, but we don't need that here. All we need is willpower and lots of things to crush them with. It probably would have been better if I was using something explosive, but too late. I don't know exactly how I F these rocket shots up. I think it's because they actually do have a little bit of, like, immediate drop-off, or if I just hit a Bile Warrior or something directly both times, because I do notice that, like, the first time something splashes, and the second time I think I hit, like, the top of it without actually hitting inside. Really, I shouldn't have just wasted 3. I should have just shot the first one and been like, okay, this isn't going to work. We'll just get closer to it. That's usually a good call with these sorts of things. Honestly, I didn't really talk because I was so locked in for this 10-hole bug nest, but we did do it, so, you know, it's here. The sentry is doing work. It totally won't kill me at any point. Trust.
bug west. Bug hole northwest. Look.
Just be careful of the Tesla tower jumping to something after you.
Affirmative.
I did say to trust me about it not killing me. We're now too far away to do anything of note other than maybe try and snipe that last bug hole. Let's see how that goes for me. Honestly, I don't remember how much my secondary was on, but I really should have swapped to it at some point during this engagement. I seriously can get it with that? Well, throw me at the last one, I'll crush it.
Negative.
Okay, nice.
Calling in reinforcements.
Mark where our next objective is on the map so I can see where to start dropping towards.
Dropping a pin. East. 100
Thank you.
meters.
Whenever it comes to these, I always tend to just blindly rush in to get the actual pickup. I don't think it's really worth it to fight everything at these, be it bots or bugs. With bots, you can usually just stealth right in and jetpack away by the time anything's noticed you if you're doing the right equipment build. Otherwise, with bugs, you kind of just have to do this nonsense. I juke a hunter pretty well, though. Goodbye, Jojo!
Rare sample acquired.
Nice.
Reinforced! Dropping a pin north 300 meters.
What we get. Box doubles back for a support weapon, and also they're using supply crate on their back, so I think they've doubled back for that as well. This gives me enough breathing room to actually focus on this nest. However, there's a lot more things here than I intended for there to be, and things do not exactly go according to plan. But really, what else has in this mission? Other than the fact that we're having a stupid fun time using Firebomb Hellpods, as dumb as it is, but 90% of people aren't going to be able to enjoy, like, playing like this. Oh, okay. I just got killed through a bug hole. Past me, did you say through a bug hole or for a bug hole? I still can't completely tell, even after listening to that back 3 or 4 times. Could you come to the future and tell me? Please? No? Okay, fuck you. Be careful, there is a Tesla at
Deploying
the
reinforcements.
nest. Well, that's fine. I had to get closer to drop it.
Outpost destroyed. Reinforcement budget running low. Request approved. Deploying reinforcements.
North. Okay, I landed directly on it. Well, not directly on a charger, but I landed on a charger and he just didn't fucking care. He was still up. I'm beginning to believe that Firebomb Hellpods removes damage from the fucking Hellpod.
Affirmative. Calling in reinforcements.
I bounced off a tree, so I'm gonna land behind you.
Reinforcement.
Oh no, I visually bounced off a tree on my end, but I guess I didn't on yours.
Request approved. Reinforcements on the way.
Ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between the jury, I'd like to make the case for that was the only good usage of Firebomb Hellpods that we have concretely seen. Sure, we've probably gotten a few more kills by dropping, you know, turrets and stuff on bugs, but that was the first time we saw me taking out basically an entire patrol just by landing on it. Oh, wait, hold on. I have to check my notes here. It wasn't actually just Firebomb Hellpods. It was actually mostly the armored bile spears exploding, doing that damage. Speaking of explosions, look, we've got a hell bomb here that we can use to take care of this Shrieker's nest. I totally won't die for this or anything. I would never die for an objective like a good little patriot. Okay, I would. I'd do it without regret every single time without failure, but that's just because I'm a proper helldiver. What do you want from me? A fish? I can give you a fish, but I have to go fishing first. They have to give me my fishing vacation. I don't know when that's going to occur. I think when the war is over. I don't know if it'll ever be over, though. It feels like I've been fighting for almost a year straight.
Requesting advanced weaponry.
Oh, I got by a warrior. It's over. I did my job, though.
Terminate hive structure destroyed.
You see, that's the exact reason I fucking hate that thing. One of the ways tree cover matters most in this map is how much it obscures enemies on the ground when you're trying to land. It doesn't really affect that much when you're fighting on the ground because you can see through the stalks of the trees, but not being able to see through the upper branches is the hard and annoying part. Another thing about it is just the number of trees going down just from shriekers sweeping across them, and also just the explosions of the bug artillery fire also causes a lot of frame lag here. It's kind of just nothing I can do anything about, but I did just want to let you know I do see it too. But now is probably a good time to mention how annoying Firebomb Hellpods is to actually push into a location, because with this setup, your options are either you drop your support weapon on enemies to try and kill them, which is turning out to be just an awful idea, or you drop it near you to actually use it, which defeats the purpose of Firebomb Hellpods. I think Firebomb Hellpods will probably have a niche in if you're doing a heavy sentry loadout, because it clears out an area near where a sentry drops in, and you don't necessarily want sentries too close together. But even then, the fact that it can't even kill like a warrior with its fire damage is very disheartening. I feel like this thing needs to be able to melt through like anything drone commander size or smaller. If that total fire burn doesn't have a DPS of well, not DPS, but damage for the duration of about 1,000, I don't think it's going to be that good in any scenario, because it's literally a stratagem that only procs on revive, on reinforce. The only other stratagem like that is Hellpod space optimization, but what Hellpod space optimization gives you is the opportunity to prevent death loops, which is going to cause like the most amount of deaths that anything really can, because if you die to something, you have to, you know, if it's an anti-tank thing, you're going to need to get your anti-tank stuff back, and if you can't survive long enough to do that on half your stims, then that's a big problem. Other things can help you by having more stims, like medic, which is the reason why it's such a good perk, but or med kit, which is why it's such a good perk, but on its own, no. You kind of can just rely on both to double up and have 6 stims to get back to your stuff. Definitely the most chaotic mission I've had in a while.
I got the terminal.
Yeah, I feel like
Mission is progressing.
I do feel sad for it too. I feel like it literally does about the same amount as like an impact incendiary. They need to make this thing like have the same explosive force as like one of the barrage shots from like the fucking napalm barrage. And maybe like leave the fire there on the floor for longer too.
Found something.
Oh.
Calling down a sentry. Bug tunnel breach.
Calling down a support weapon. Launching advanced weaponry.
I'm just gonna let my turret do its thing and focus on main. Typical Alpha Commander has its head blown off and still enough time to maul you to death and do its taxes before it dies. I really kind of hate that, but also it makes sense. Bugs all move like headless chickens for the most part for a short duration. Technically, even the Charger keeps moving after it dies. Yeah, look, that guy only barely burns to death. Firebomb Hellpods.
Engaging terminal.
I can't even recommend it for funny. That's just how bad this thing is. Like, I can't even legitimately recommend it as, like, a joke booster to run. Like, there's no other booster that has this kind of conditional of being like, oh, it's a booster that you can actually use offensively. It actually, like, really changes how gameplay works because you have to be very careful about where you drop things. But it doesn't matter because it doesn't kill anything, so what's the point? This weapon is still kind of bad.
I'm on it. Havoc chase. I'm on it. Engaging terminal. Bag's empty.
Look at each other's supplies. Oh, it's
Bag's empty.
among them.
Simming you. Requesting sentry. Calling down a sentry.
Additional reinforcement funding approved.
There's another one.
Requesting advanced weaponry. Calling down a support.
I don't have any more stimms for you. I'm getting your backpack. I'm gonna run for it and then grab you.
Got you. I got the terminal. We've got equipment. Dragging map. East. Far.
Freedom triumphs over tyranny once more. The extraction shuttle awaits your request.
New mag.
That's what we get for doing this to ourselves.
Package acquired.
I see. It's God trying to punish me. I understand. That's 3.
Package acquired. Dropping package.
There's 4. I don't care the fact that one of them smoke.
Got a sample. Package acquired. Dropping package.
It is very fun. It's just very sad that this fire does like nothing. It does like, my guess is it does like 200 damage across the duration of the burn.
Dropping package.
They called it a bug breach on me. This is ideal.
Bug tunnel breach. Requesting sentry.
Calling down a support weapon.
Found something.
Busting advanced weaponry.
ETA T-minus 1 minute 30 seconds.
Oh, I guess I just have to cook that a lot more.
Prosperity.
Calling down a sentry.
Fresco democracy.
Oh, I have the bug where I can't interact with things anymore. Oh well, I don't have to interact with anything anymore. Does mean I can't pick up support weapons anymore, but that's fine. I can just use them all offensively. Alright, I'm just gonna throw that for the other choke point.
Sending down sentry. ETA T-minus 30 seconds.
Heavy. Northeast. 50 meters. Out.
ETA T-minus 20 seconds.
Rare sample acquired.
You know, there's this wiki note about
10 seconds.
make sure to space out your turrets, that way you don't,
Requesting advanced weapons.
like, destroy them. But I'm pretty sure this fire damage doesn't even destroy other turrets.
Pelican 1 approaching pickup. This is Pelican 1 preparing for
Yeah, it literally doesn't even just kill a turret, and a turret has 200 HP.
Get some. Calling down a
You know what, I'm just done and get out.
Pelican 1 preparing to depart. Shuttle launch, extraction complete. Pelican 1 beginning ascent. Liberty has seized
Very fun thing to close on. If we had 4 people doing that, and this thing was like, did any substantial damage whatsoever, would have been goated. And with that, I have been Quintessence42, your lone archiver. I hope you enjoyed this ridiculous adventure with Firebomb Hellpods. We unfortunately did not have enough time or reinforces to bother taking on the Mega Nest, but we still managed to otherwise full clear the map, even if we used up all of our reinforces and had under 10 minutes left. But it's fine. That was only with 2 people. Imagine 4 people actually doing this. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you have any feedback or comments for me on what I should do next stupidly in Helldivers, or on the video itself, because I'm always looking for feedback on my editing style, please leave a comment below. And if you'd like to see more Helldivers 2 content, please hit that subscribe button. I'm now going to be shifting to a schedule of every other day, simply because daily uploads is just... too many things happen in life for me to do daily uploads. If I was going to do daily uploads, I'd have to be doing this, like, full time. Which I guess I could do, but not realistically. For, like... I'm checking my watch. I don't have a watch on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you the day after tomorrow. Arrivederci.